So after all of that hard work, I don't think we're gonna get to see those views that Madeira is so famous for.
Welcome to Madeira and the Madeira Island Ultra Trail, a 115-kilometer ultramarathon crossing the island from west to east. In April of 2024, I traveled to Madeira to run MIUT, my first big race of the year and one of the 2 goal races I had for 2024. MIUT is a world-famous race that starts in the village of Porto Muniz and throws you up and down the steep mountains of the volcanic island before ending in the town of Machico on the east coast of Madeira. With 115 kilometers and over 7,000 meters of ascent and descent, this would be my hardest race yet. The race started at midnight at the coast in Porto Muniz. We had a feisty little climb and descent at the start to look forward to before the real work would begin. The first part of the race would see us climbing steeply before charging down long slippery descents through forests and villages. There would be a long section on an exposed plateau before we'd get to see first light. After that, the highest points of the course waited for us at Pico Ruibo, with a long climb of over 1,000 meters. From there, we had a long descent all the way to the final aid station before traversing along the cliffs to the finish line in Machico.
Estamos a menos de 1 minuto de termos os mais de 1000 atletas. Vamos lá, malta, vamos lá fazer barulho para as nossas atletas, vamos lá!
Arriba! Arriba, Johnny! Arriba!
Obrigada! Thank you! Obrigado. Obrigado.
É que já está a dormir.
Just left the first aid station. It took about 2.5 hours to get there, which was just according to my plan. It was a fast start with some bottlenecks, but I managed to keep myself relatively calm. And now in the last few Ks I've been moving past quite a few people. So yeah, I just need to keep the tempo controlled now. It's a long way to go in this race. There's a little climb left, and then it's just a big downhill all the way to the next aid station. It was actually a really warm start, so I had to take off my arm sleeves straight away and was running in t-shirts and shorts, or my t-shirt and my shorts for most of the time. But just as I left that first aid station, it started to get rainy, so arm sleeves back on. But it's not as cold now because we're in the trees, but yeah, definitely cooler. Just left the second aid station. The downhill took much longer than I hoped because it was so slippery and just stairs, really steep. But somehow made up some time. Stuffed my face with a lot of food. I met a guy called Sergio. He told me that we are approaching a vertical kilometer, so it's going to be 1,000 meters just straight up pretty much, so that'll be fun. So yeah, making sure to eat a lot now, take a little walk, rest a little bit, and then yeah, time to go. Oh, nearly at the top of the climb. It is just pouring down now. It's getting pretty cold and I am completely soaked. But it's gone pretty well. This stretch despite that. It was very steep, getting really slippery now. But yeah, chugging along. The visibility is just, oh my god, absolutely horrendous. Can only see maybe 10 meters up ahead. Sometimes you can't even see the course markings, so it's a little tough. But yeah, I've got about 1k left now to the next aid station, and I've done 3,000 meters of climbing already. So that's nearly half of the climbing out of the way in the first 31k, which feels really good, but there's still so much left to do. Also a bit sad because I made this really nice little cheat sheet with my goal times and the tempo I was going to run each section in, my expected exit times, and I lost it on this climb. Just fell out of my pocket and blew away, but it was completely soaked anyway, so I probably wouldn't have seen anything. But oh well, we'll just have to wing it from here. Alright, just did a pretty wild long downhill section. It was just mud and slipping and sliding, but I found a nice group to run with, so it went actually pretty well, despite yeah, just felt like it never ended. The sun's actually coming up now. It's 7 in the morning, so we've been going for 7 hours and just hit 42k, so that's a marathon. Little uphill section now, then a little downhill, and then I'll hit that aid station at around the, well, not really the halfway mark, but I'm tricking myself that it's the halfway mark because it's just under 50k. So I'm trying to trick myself that this race is 100k instead of 115. Yeah, I mean, getting tired. At least the rain has let up, which is good. I'm not completely soaked any longer. I think I'll try to be a bit cautious now and not push too hard, because I've been pushing a bit too hard in the last few kilometers. And yeah, try to set this up for a good finish. I mean, there's a lot left to do, but it feels okay right now. Good morning. Just left the aid station at around the 48k, 49k mark. Started to get a bit emotional. I'm starting to get really tired already. But yeah, I hope I dig my way out of it. It's pretty cold, so I got to warm up again. I took like a 15-minute break at that station. I just really needed to get some food and just to recover a little bit after, yeah, I mean, 8 hours of darkness and rain and wind and tough conditions. I have, how much do I have? 65k to go and just over 3,000 meters of climbing. So I'm about 45 minutes ahead of my original plan, and my original plan was quite ambitious, I thought, so I've gone a bit too fast. So my plan now is just to take it quite easy, not push too hard, just be quite nice to myself and make my way through this next section. It's quite a tough section now. It's 15k with 1,000 meters up and there's about 1,000 meters down. So I think this is the make it or break it section, because after that there's just one big climb left and then most of the climbing is done actually. So I want to survive up until that section, and then it's the, I mean, home stretch. Still 30k or so to go after that massive climb, but I think if I get to the top of that climb then I'll make it. So yeah, now a bit of survival mode for the next couple of hours. the sun came out. All right, just chugging along, feeling quite sick, so I'm taking it very easy, walking at a steady pace up the hills and only running when it's very flat and downhill. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to survive for the next few hours, because now, yeah, these are the sections with all the last big climbs, and they're the ones that I'm really struggling with right now. So yeah, as long as it's downhill, it goes pretty well. I'm just feeling quite sick. So just left the aid station with a drop bag. Took a longer break there too. Just ate a lot of food. Really needed to get something that wasn't sweet down. Yeah, I mean, it's going, but it's taking time. So just gonna keep chugging away and taking it easy in the uphill. Now I've got 1,400 meters of climbing. So the biggest, or one of the biggest, I mean, it's the last climb. It's the last really big climb. Then there are two smaller climbs. But they will be more manageable, I hope. So this is the make it or break it. Just gonna do lots of 1-2s with my feet and yeah, get my head down and get to the top of this mountain. Oh, and it started to rain again, of course. Getting constantly passed by the leading runners in the 85k race, which just reminds me constantly of the bad decisions I made in signing up to such a stupidly long race. We are getting there, slowly but surely. Another I'm going to say 500. It's probably 700 meters of elevation gain left, but let's say 5 because that feels more manageable. Keep on tricking myself. Really just zombie marching up this hill right now. Just doing 1-2s with my feet and slowly getting there. I'm breaking it down into intervals of 100 meters at a time to just make it more manageable mentally. So yeah, 500 meters of elevation gain to go. So 5 times 100. So after all of that hard work, I don't think we're gonna get to see those views that Madeira is so famous for. I keep forgetting to film at the aid stations. So I just left another aid station. I'm 72k in, done 6,200 meters of climbing. I've got about 10k now and 400 meters of climbing to the next aid station. Yeah, I drank tea, got nice and warm, talked to some people. We're meant to have crazy views here, or we're hoping for crazy views here, but the weather is just absolutely awful. It probably couldn't be much worse. It's freezing, it's raining, it's super windy sometimes. It's just all over the place. So yeah, just gonna get to the next aid station, keep moving along, and then from there it's mostly downhill. Oh, I'm looking forward to getting off the top of this mountain. Forgot to add, I've got pretty much exactly one marathon left to run. I am, and it's going to take a while. It's going to take a really long time. So now I'm at what is like the highest points of Madeira, and from here you should be able to see the ocean from, I think, at least 2 directions. It could be even 3. So you're meant to see just all across the island, and it's absolutely beautiful when you can see it. Now, after nearly 80k and 6,500 meters climbing, the only thing we're getting treated to are clouds. But yeah, it is what it is. So I'm mostly struggling in the uphills right now, or still. As soon as I push a little bit, I just start feeling super sick. I don't know if it's the food or if I'm just not strong enough. Yeah, something I need to figure out. I've had to make a lot of trade-off calls today as well, which sucks, because when I've been eating, then I feel nauseous. But if I don't eat, then I'm not going to have any energy. So sometimes I haven't eaten in order to not feel sick, but then, yeah, you just get close to bonking. So, I don't know, something that I've got to figure out for next time. Yum, yum, yum.
How do you feel?
Oh, tired.
How many kilometers?
80, 82 here. I think it's 84 though.
Yeah, let's go.
Just left the aid station. Ate some rice and mincemeat. Drank a Coke. To quite, yeah, calm, nice and calm, to recover a little bit for this final push. So now it's about 11k with 900 meters of descent, and you would imagine then that would be downhill the whole way, but no, we're going uphill, of course, and then we'll go down at some point. Always up first. Alright, last push, one more aid station, and then it's 15k to the finish. That's a 400 meter climb. That's going to be tough. If I went absolutely mental, I could come in under 20 hours, but I just can't see that happening. So I'm just gonna push as much as I can and we'll see what time I end up at. Final aid station done. 15k to go. 400 meters of climbing right at the start, 400 meters of descent right at the end. I am so ready to be done with this race. I am exhausted. I'm gonna walk for a while and just digest the food that I ate, try to warm up again, and then yeah, we're gonna be hitting that climb pretty soon, so I won't be taking a single fast step in that climb. And then after that I might start jogging a little bit. I'm just so knackered. 15k, I don't know, I could be anywhere between 2 to 3 hours. So yeah, let's see.
And just like that, the race was over. After just under 21 hours of running, walking, limping and stumbling, I crossed the finish line in Machiko right before sunset. It would take a couple of days to start feeling normal again, and we took the opportunity to stay on Madeira for a few more days to explore more of the island and ocean around it. The island, the race and the organisation behind it were fantastic, and I can definitely see myself coming back to run MIUT again.